Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Review Anything and Everything. And today we're getting into the Armbar Drive. If you remember previously on the channel, I reviewed the Armbar Drive Slim, and this is the bigger brother to it, or the main version, and the Slim is obviously the kind of more pocketable version. So this is in burnt orange, is what they call the color. And though it shows the tools here, it says a total of 8 tools. You can see the length here on the screwdriver part is 2.5 inches. They list all the name of the tools on the back, so we're just going to run through them real quick. You have the screwdriver, which has a two-sided bit. You have the awl, which is made for punching holes. You have your scissors. You have your knife, fine edge blade. You have your pry bar and bottle opener, pretty much in the same space. They work the same way. And then your hammer, which is this piece here to kind of like hammer down on things, which is kind of nice. It's very unique to put a hammer in a pocketable multi-tool, but then two, just the fact that you put it on something that's this small, so it's giving that option. Yes, it may not seem like it makes sense on something like this, but if it doesn't really take up any more space because it's aligned to the exact size of the width of the tool, then it's really no different than just if they would have put, say, a bottle opener that was the same size as the one on the Slim. Then for the size of this tool, you just have a lot of wasted space because the Slim one is like just very thin for the bottle opener, your typical bottle opener. So it would just be a waste of space. So it's like they're utilizing the full space. So I think in that case, there's no negative about it being this way. Um, with that being said, show off just the tools real quick. That is the bottle opener, pry bar, and hammer. It does have a very strong kind of retention on it when it's out. You have the blade, which I definitely got to get it. There's the lock right there. I definitely got to get it opened up a lot more so it gets a little more smoother to open. The Slim was the same way. I had to kind of get to that point here. You see the screwdriver with the double-sided bit, and I really like this. They have the magnet in it. This is one of the best. The same thing as like I mentioned in the Slim Drive, but just reiterating, this is to me one of the best kind of bit screwdrivers slash bit setup, because not only is it more in line with the universal level that you could use with other ones that you might have from other power tools, but also with the magnet, it's just a very nice feel in my opinion. Then you have these two items, which I think are less important, but still can apply to daily use in terms of I feel like this multi-tool is one of those tools that tries to give you just the essentials of what you need. The Slim Drive does that even better with watering it down to the real basic bones, but this right here still has a few things that you could kind of consider essential to a degree. The awl, less so, but it's still a tool that kind of makes sense for poking holes. But especially the scissors are definitely a daily use kind of tool. I feel like the screwdriver, the scissors, and a knife and a bottle opener are daily use tools. The bottle opener is not necessarily daily use, but I feel it's one of those things that there's no other way around. If you need to open up a bottle, you need a bottle opener. So it's just one of those things that like it's not as used all the time, but when you need it, it's the only tool to use. So that I give it a pass in that regards. And everything really on here, other than the all, is a tool that I call it a daily use tool. You'll always need it. It's always one of those things you're gonna reach for majority of the time. Um, like I said before, the Slim I feel does it more of consolidates to even more the things that you specifically need, which is a knife and a screwdriver and the bottle opener. So I think that either one are both great tools. I personally prefer the Slim. Uh, I forgot to mention that I recently, not recently actually, but shortly after the time of me doing my review video on the Slim, maybe about a month later, I lost the Slim and I couldn't find it, and I couldn't find it for a decent deal. I'm going to throw a link up in the description for you to purchase this on Amazon, affiliated link, but um, the prices on these have all gone up since the time that I bought the Slim back then when I did the video, and I think I was able to get the Slim for something either just below $20 or about $20, and now even the slim and the main one have gone up in price. I happen to find this for a decent deal, but for the most part, they've gone up in price, and I don't like that because I think it's an amazing tool for the price. Once you start creeping into the price territory of bigger multi-tools, yes, you don't always need to have extra, knowing that you aren't going to use it or even carry it around with you, but you still want to know you're getting the value of what that tool is worth. And I just don't feel that this tool is worth $40 where it's at right now, as opposed to maybe $20, $25 maybe for this one, and $20 for the slim is not a bad price. Now, one other thing I want to kind of really get on is the retention of the retention of the screwdriver. Now, a lot of people were saying that they had a problem with this because the retention wasn't very good. And it does have a snap feeling, but it's not very strong of a snap feeling. I just want to make note that when I did my video for the Slim drive, a lot of people, I'm sorry, Armbar drive Slim, uh, a lot of people, I had said that I felt like it had some decent retention. A lot of people was like, are you sure? Because I remember this tool not having that much retention. After having both in hand, because I was always wondering about this, and someone had did mention to me one time before, is there a difference between the slim versus the regular? And the truth is there is. This one doesn't have, the other one has about 50%, I would say, just to give it a number, maybe a 50% more locking feeling or snappiness or retention, because this piece right here doesn't flex, where on the slim it's thinner and it has a little more flex to it. So when you're going like this, and then this part doesn't really have as big of a curve, but like a angle, but where you see that part is there. But on the other one, it's more angled and it points out more, like it comes like to a point like that. And what happens is when that point hits this piece on the slim, which is a lot more, you know, uh, I don't want to use the word fragile, but it's slimmer, so it moves more. It's more flexible. It rises up when that point hits it, and then it snaps back down into place when it aligns correctly. And so that gives it a lot more feeling of retention, along with the fact that you know, you hear it in the snap more, you feel the retention, it just feels more like a positive feed. So this one doesn't have that as much. So now I understand what people were saying when they were saying that versus the slim. And I just want to really put this on record so people know this, because that really might decide the difference between them going with this one versus the slim, just so the fact that so many people had such a problem with that. This one does not have the same retention as the slim, but the slim does have more retention. So since that was bothering a lot of people, that might be your choice, where you might have said, I don't want to get this one, but hey, all the tools that are on the slim give me everything I need. I don't need the scissors. I don't need the awl. Um, but that retention means something to me. Now, to me, I feel like this is enough to get by in terms of actually utilizing the tool. If I had to screw something, but I definitely could understand. I'm not gonna say I understand people's complaints to that level. It's not a big deal to me, but then again, everyone might be using it for different things or more serious jobs. But I definitely could say there is a difference, and I just want that to be known, so no one's like thinking that there is no difference, or maybe that might sway you to actually want to buy the tool. With that being said, I think both serve the great purpose of being a very minimalist tool, great for everyday carry. I really like these tools, this the Armbar drive system, all of them. I think it just works really well in terms of just saving space and not being overbearing in terms of your pocket. But I will say no points against this one for this. I prefer the slim simply because I'm one of those people who don't like carrying heavy tools on them. I normally don't carry multi tools in my pockets. I'll put them like in a bag if I have a duffel bag, or I'm going someplace, or maybe if I'm not going someplace where I use a duffel bag. I'll put them in my car. I'll put them somewhere that I have easy reach to, but at the same time, I don't carry them on my person. The slim, the Armbar Drive Slim, I actually carried in my pocket of my coat pocket because it was so small. It wasn't heavy at all. It's lighter than your phone, to me, is how it feels like, because it's so much smaller, and it felt like it didn't bother me at all to carry it with me. And I'm not saying that this was that much bigger, but it's obviously, when you're thinking about pocket size, every little bit counts, and this is noticeable versus that. And that has all the tools that I need, while this one has some tools that I know I'm not going to use on a regular basis. Um, if I'm out and about or if it's a quick reach, I could use the scissors. But for the most part, if I'm indoors, I'm not going to use the scissors on this because they are less than regular scissors you have at home. I'm not really going to use the awl like that. And the bottle opener, no matter what form that comes in, it's always a great tool. So I'm not knocking that part. The knife is great as well. And the screwdriver definitely is something I would reach for over another screwdriver because I don't mind the screwdriver. So if it's out and about and it's convenient for me to use it, the quality of it to me still works. Versus me like scissors, where you're like, no, these scissors compared to regular scissors, I'm not going to do that. But with that being said, the only tools on this I'm really reaching for the most is the knife, the screwdriver, and the bottle opener. And for that, the Slim does all that already while being a lot smaller. Like it feels almost half the size. So that's my thoughts. That's my review. I'm giving this completely thumbs up. It's a great tool. Um, like I said, link in the description. I definitely recommend it if it suits you. If you need those tools, if you don't need them, you want something a little smaller, go for the Slim version. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.